Precise drafting in HighDesign refers to the creation of technical drawings or models with exact dimensions, geometry, and alignment. It's essential in all the design fields where accuracy is critical, and it typically entails exact measurements and coordinate input. Drawing based on Cartesian coordinates for pinpoint accuracy and using tools to input specific dimensions rather than freehand drawing. Snap and grid systems. Aligning elements to grids or snapping to points, lines, or objects for consistency. Geometric constraints of objects. Applying rules like parallelism, perpendicularity, or fixed angles and distances between elements. The input fields are grouped together in the middle of the input bar. Use these fields to enter the values of constrained coordinates, length, and angle of the object you're drawing. The X, Y, and L fields also support additions of partial values. When you click on one field or use the keyboard shortcut, a visual aid shows up to point the current constraint out. In all input fields, values can be entered either as numbers, such as 100, or as a sum of numbers, such as 100 plus 20 plus 60. Coordinates in HighDesign are either absolute or relative. Absolute coordinates are calculated from the global origin point of the drawing, and relative coordinates are calculated from the previous point of the object. The insertion point of an object, that is its start point, is always set and viewed in absolute coordinates, with the X and Y values calculated from the origin of the current sheet. The next point is relative by default, but you can change it from relative to absolute by clicking the X or Y icon on the input field. To set the absolute insertion point, click on the corresponding input field or press the X or Y keys on the keyboard. Enter the desired X or Y distance from the origin. Press Return to confirm. To set the relative endpoint, click on the coordinates fields or press the X or Y keys on the keyboard. Enter the desired DX or DY distance from the start point. Press Return to confirm. You can constrain a segment, line, or radius to a fixed length after you have set the start point. In HighDesign, there are two methods for constraining a length that can be used interchangeably. A. Define direction, set length. After the insertion point is set, move the pointer at the desired angle of the next point. Enter the desired length, either as a total length or as a sum of partial values. Press Return to confirm. B. Define length, set direction. Click on the length field or push the L key on the keyboard. Enter the desired length. Press Return to confirm. Move the pointer to set the angle of the vector. To constrain the pointer movement to a fixed angle, click on the A field, angle, or push the A key on the keyboard. Enter the desired angle value in degrees. Press Return to confirm. Move the pointer to set the desired length. It is possible to constrain the pointer to a relative angle to a reference direction. Click on the A field or push the A key on the keyboard. Enter the desired angle value. Do not push the Enter key. Click on the reference direction, line, polyline segment, or wall. Move the pointer to set the destination length. To set the distance of the insertion or start point of an object from a datum point, type the value, push Enter, and click on the datum point. The distance is now displayed as a radius from the datum point. Click to set the insertion or start point of the object. Drawing constraints for X and Y coordinates, length, and angle can also be activated by pressing the Tab key on the keyboard. When you first push that key, it activates the X constraint. Then, in order, Y, L, A. Activating the Y constraint stores any values inserted into the X field, so to make it easier to set the coordinates of a point.